Hey guys, so welcome back to our channel. We thought we'd come back and create a video on this issue because we feel like this issue is very important and very close to home to us. If you follow us on social media, you've seen us talk about this for the last week or so.
Yep.
For the last week or so, and we felt like that is much more important than our normal content, so we gave all of our attention to that. So right now we're in the middle of a massive movement, which is the Black Lives Matter movement. For some people, they feel like this is a new thing. It's not a new thing. Like, George Floyd was literally just the tip of the iceberg that pushed everyone over the edge. But this has been happening for hundreds of years. And if you're tired of seeing it on social media, well, we're tired of experiencing it. It's the same thing over and over again. And I agree with people taking a stand, because people are right when they said you messed with the wrong generation. Like, this is the last generation you're gonna mess with, and it's time we take a stand. And I feel like it's so important, which is why I feel like, even though I'm saying a lot of things on Instagram, trying to educate people on Instagram, this is our bigger platform, and it's really important for me to come out here and just show my support for Black Lives Matter here, and just to kind of explain what's going on to you guys. Being a multiracial couple, it's not just my issue. We've all got to take a stand on this together.
It's the world's issue, you know. Systematic racism, where the whole system of the world is rigged against someone, is totally unfair. I remember when we answered the comments on one of our videos, you know, we've done that where we answered the sort of the negative comments. We're not blind to what's happening in the world. We can see what's happening in the world. We fully support and stand with people that are going out and taking action fighting against this system that is trying to oppress people. We're fully on board with it. If you, like I said, if you saw our socials, we've been non-stop posting about it, because it is something close to us. Me knowing that my children, who will be seen as black by the world, won't have the same opportunities and will be looked at differently by the world, is an issue. Whether it's a black family, a mixed family, whatever it is, the way the system is designed, that if you ain't white, that's it. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're something else. Like we said in that, we want to raise our children with the knowledge and understanding of you can do and become whatever you want regardless of your race. But we are here today to say, listen, what is happening is completely wrong, and we stand with you in trying to make it right. Yeah,
and with saying Black Lives Matter, obviously some people are still pushing forward that all lives matter. Yes, all lives do matter, but at this moment in time, black lives aren't treated like they matter, which is why we're pushing that, because you can't say all lives matter when you treat black people like their lives don't. And by protesting, we're just trying to push for change. We're trying to create change. Like, we read all these history books about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, and we're like, oh my gosh, they were the change makers in their day. Like, that's amazing what they did. And for some people, they're not realizing that we are living in one of those times that's gonna go down in history as we change something.
Definitely.
And if I can do something now to make sure it's easier for the next generation to come along, like, I'm absolutely gonna do it. I'm gonna full-heartedly do it.
Yeah, I think it's a really powerful time. And I think what's also annoyed me a lot as well is these brands that are jumping on this. There's brands that are jumping on this saying, we stand with you, this, that, and other, but they've fired people not like 10 years ago for speaking out.
Just like last year.
So those brands, I'm going to name a few because I wouldn't want to work with them anyway, but like L'Oreal, for example, they fired that lady last year or the year before because she spoke out about what's going on and what's wrong, and they fired her and said, you know, we don't want that sort of heat and attention to it. It's like, now these brands are trying to seem like they care and seem like
they're jumping on the bandwagon.
And that's another thing that's annoying me. People that are just trying to jump on the bandwagon because it's the right thing to do. Politicians, you're seeing it as well. There's governors of state and all this sort of stuff, mayors stuff, that are jumping on it because it seems like the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to not have this situation in the first place. You know, even here in the UK, where they pulled down the statue, that there's a statue in Bristol of a slave. A slave owner who was like brought masses amounts of
85,000 slaves.
They built a statue of him in Bristol and they pulled it down, and then you had people online saying, why would you pull it down, that's so terrible. It's not terrible that they pulled it down. The reason what you should be saying is, why was it still standing for all this time? That should never have gone up in the first place. So now is a very important time. It's good that so much change is going to happen this year. You know, 2020 is the year of change, 100%.
Yeah.
With the pandemic, this whole movement, like you said, this is the last generation that will stand for it. And so I fully support the movement and what it's doing and what people are trying to achieve, because it's a beautiful thing to see.
For me, I think what breaks my heart completely about it is the fact that we're not fighting to have an advantage in life. We're not fighting to have special treatment. We're protesting and fighting to be treated as equals. That's it, equals, because growing up black, you are told you've got to work 2 times harder. But that shouldn't be the case. Like, me against someone else who we have the same abilities, they're gonna get picked over me because of my skin color. Something you had no choice over, do you know what I mean? You're discriminating people for something they had no choice in. Like, it's heartbreaking to think about it. And we experience it here as well in the UK. It's not just in America. Like, in the UK there is racism. Growing up in schools where there's not a lot of diversity, you do get racist comments here and there, and you just try and block it out and keep going. And a lot of people take it lightly. That's what they're so quick to say there's no racism here, because they take all the little racist jokes like super lightly, and the media takes it so lightly as if there's no racism in that. They're just saying, oh, I don't know why they're taking it out of context. No, we're reading exactly what you wrote, and it's racist. It's really racist, and they don't see it. For me, when I go to castings, I've said this over and over again, like with acting, everything else, you are a lot of times you're the token black girl. They just want to tick off a diversity box, and I'm so happy even actors are finally taking a stand of that, talking about it, because we do need to start showing equality in all these different places and all these different areas. Like, it's so important. Otherwise, what are we really teaching to the next generation? Do you know what I mean? Growing up, I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me. Most of the shows I wanted to be in. It's hard for a lot of black people to imagine themselves in roles where there's no diversity, and they feel like it's not their world in a way. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I can't quite explain it.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of, you know, where we are with it, where we stand with it, and hopefully real change happens very soon.
Yeah, we've just got to keep going. Don't drop the energy. Keep the pressure on, and things will change. New laws will be created, and things will start changing and looking up for us. So we've just got to keep going. So we've included all the links that you need down below in terms of signing the petitions, donating, and who you need to call if you can. It's good to play your part. So if you haven't got anything to donate, just sign the petitions and stuff like that, because every little bit helps, and we all just have to start working together to make change.
Definitely. 100%.